Hello, everybody. I don't know if you see me. I just ask you if you see me. Please write something on the chat box so that I see that you are watching and you can ask me your questions. My name is Dominique Calco Labruzzo. Today I'm going to speak about the successful team is happiest one. Why? Well, we all need a little bit of happiness. Many people are speaking about happiness, mental health, spirituality on the social media. But what is really behind that? If you have a business, if you're a business leader, if you are in a team, if you're a team player, it's not always about happiness, but it's about profit, money. And my question is for you, just take a moment, maybe close your eyes and think about um, how do you feel now? Where do you work? Are you happy with your position? What does success for you mean? And how happy are you? This why I'm doing that, because sometimes we do our work because we are on an automatic pilot and we want uh, to be part of our society, so give something to the next generation, for example, earn our money, being happy because we can buy a nice house, nice car, have a nice trip. But how are how are we built? So sometimes you just think about yourself. Sometimes we imagine the things that are going us making us happy are not. So I am a lawyer by background, and I am a holistic lawyer. So I put the well-being on the center of the counseling of my clients. And having said that, I know that in the companies there are always problems about burnouts, mobbing, and abuse of emotions, and there is a lot of stuff going on. And also when we see about diversity, equity, inclusion, the management often doesn't know how to handle it. And this is why I want to speak about happiness, and this is more like an awareness a workshop. You are not going to find out, okay, I have to do this, I'm going to be happy. No, because happiness is work. So my job is actually for you. I'm going to put your glasses on so that you can look at the world in a different way. And if you have are a little bit narcissist like me, if I'm saying, oh, I'm look more beautiful if I take my glasses off, well, this is might be worthwhile listen to, because to admit that you do not know is the first step for the personal development. So in the last years, I have been working on myself pretty hard, and I am a personal development coach and team builder, and also a Kundalini yoga teacher. So I have done a lot of research on the body, mind, soul level. What do I need first to be happy? And I want to give you my experience. I want to share my experience with you. Um, well, let's start with a little story, if you like stories. So just take, for example, you are on a team. There is a team leader, and is behaving like the real boss, and they say you do that, and I am the coolest one. So even if it is not your kind of boss, but always in a team, in a company, there is always like somebody who is very cool. And then there are people that react differently to it. So people want to be like this, and some people say no, not with me. And what happens in our mind? So we just compare ourselves to other people. And you can think about it. How do you behave when you look at social media? How do you compare yourself? Would you like to have the life of others? uh, would you like to buy stuff and be like others? And if I just don't know if you're just joined, but please write in the chat box if you have any comments or suggestions. This is quite could be a quite interactive workshop for you. So there are why I'm speaking about this, because to compare ourselves, to want more money, success is always, for most of the people, are related to money, to achieve the next career level, or everyone has their own definition of happiness and success. But we are much in a society where we are going to be in the autopilot. The artificial intelligence is coming. So I just want you to take time to think about yourself. And I'm not sure if you are like into meditation. Maybe we can do later on a little bit of exercise. But for now on, I just want you to think about how it's difficult sometimes to work in the office. Now we have had COVID, and some people are still working remotely. Some people are happy with it because they do not like to interact with other people. Even science says that you should actually create a social bond with your colleagues so that you feel more happy with it. But this is not for everyone. And my question is, why it's not for everyone? Or maybe in right there in the workplace where you are, because you actually work for the money, but you do not like the people around you. And this is quite difficult things to admit if we work for money, if we have bills to pay, the mortgage, and so on. Because our value is related to how much money we earn. Like, think of you. There are also research about that. So if you earn like 50K, you want to earn 100,000K. But if you earn 100,000K, you want to earn 250, and your mind will never be happy. There are research that says if you earn $1, you want always to have $1.40 more. So this is called the annoying feature of the mind. So are things that makes us unhappy, and we actually do not realize it. What you can do about that? Well, it's actually necessary to step back and to think about what I can do in order to be happy. And I must be honest with you. I have been doing myself a long personal development journey, and I know to set my boundaries, to say no, I don't want to any contact, because I need like to be like an eremite, like to feel me and to feel who I am. And not everybody has the possibility to do that. And this is why if you work in a team and sometimes people are unhappy, but you do not realize it, because if you are too rational and you do not give space to our emotions, there is a big challenge. The challenge is that you are going into the office, you do not notice that your colleague had a fight last night with her husband, that you do not realize that the other person did not have not enough sleep. and you asking them to perform like if they were robots. And unfortunately, many people are not able to say no. So this is why so many people then work too much and they do not realize that are exhausting themselves. And I'm speaking about also myself. That this is very much my I like to call it spiritual journey, even if people then are afraid of what is spiritual and so on. But for me, spiritual is different from religion. So religion is for me something you have to believe in, and spirituality is something that you experience very much. Um, Having said that, I just want to tell a little bit my story. It came that I decided to start this personal development. So I was working very hard as a lawyer, and I was doing a lot of money, and it was nice because I could afford things on my own. I was independent, and I had nice holidays and bought a lot of expensive stuff. Since then, I realized that when I went on holiday, I just need like 2 or 3 days of doing nothing in order to become normal. And the time the holidays passed, I was so in the edge of starting feeling myself that I had to go back into the system of working. And what I did, it was 2013. I decided to set up my personal mental health plan. So I went to a psychologist, and I keep working, and I had a big with 4 or 5 employees, and I am the kind like of boss like that. I like things to be quiet, like friendly. And I mean, if I am the boss, I show you that I'm the boss if I need to, but I have this kind of leadership that I am very friendly. So sometimes then people are scared that I could show another side, that it's not maybe this nice face that you see right now, but then it's too late. Because this is also a problem of our society. If you are too nice, people think that they can use you for your needs or purpose. You are very in a narcissistic society, and this is also a problem in the team because narcissists are perfectionists, so they want to achieve the best career, and they are valuable asset to the company because they can bring a lot of profit. But at which cost? At the cost that the good people leave the companies and people suffer in silence. And this is also about the management, how the company is lead. So I call it like a spirituality in business. If you have like it's not about not being not non-profit. You can also have a profit business, but have this kind of leadership that is more from the heart for the well-being of the people. And with well-being, I don't say that it must be like at Google, that you have fun activities and free food so that people stay in the workspace and spend their time there, which actually is very unhealthy because science again says that you have to spend a lot of time outside and to be in a relaxed environment. If you think about it yourself, we are not made for the digital world. Have you tried to switch off your phone? Or maybe if you're working too much, you have 2 phones, one for your job and the other one for your private life. Have you tried to 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 open up your space, because again, if you have a family to run, if you have a lot of friendships, it's sometimes really, really difficult to get enough space to feel ourselves. And this is why, on a way, it's good, like, to have social activities. Like, I brought my employees to bowling, and as a team builder, I offer also team building activities on the sailboat, because you on the sail and then the sailing boat, you just have like this, you are in touch with the nature, and you have to learn to feel your body, and you can not the body the boat actually reacts to our body, not really to your mind. And why? Because if you want to go straight away, but you are in a wind angle that it's called the no wind zone, you cannot sail there. And if your mind wants to go straight ahead, you have to do tagging so that you can achieve your destination. And this is also about being in a team, um, and team building. If you want to achieve your success, which at the highest level will be making profit, helping other people to live better their lives, and also to have a nice environment where people in your team are happy, and also offering a space, an office which is comfortable. Um, these are very high standards that not every company, not every business owner can afford or achieve. So at the end of the day, well-being is very important, but looking at the reality, the majority of us and of the companies cannot offer that. So you might now say, oh, so what's the point of the speech? Well, the point is that maybe you are doing the right job, and your mind is telling you that you are not, and you do not realize it. Or maybe you are not doing the right job, and you don't listen to your gut feeling, and because you have pressure from outside, you cannot change your actual situation. And this is why that personal happiness starts from you, from feeling who you are. And I'm sorry, I have. So I want to tell this story about being in a boat with other people, and it's like be in a company where you have a project, and you have to go from A to B, and you are there on the boat, you give commands, people know technically how to um, to do their job, but there is a big but. In this moment, maybe a gust of winds come, or someone is afraid, is not able to say that I'm afraid. I had actually this situation once on a boat where one person was really afraid, and he couldn't tell the other person that he was afraid that they should stop going so fast, sailing so fast. So instead of saying that, he started insulting people. And this is also a situation which can occur on the workplace, but you do not realize. So, for example, someone comes into your office, you are doing your job, you're working on your deadline, and everything is it's fine. And then someone does like a remark, oh, why why I am wearing so powerful colors, who I think I am, or maybe someone would like, I like sun, or for working I really need sun, nature. Otherwise I can work, but I will be very soon exhausted, and then they are closing the rollers, so roller blinds, so they are creating something to discomfort you, because even if people, you think they're very rational, we also have our intuitive side, our emotional side. So, and if we are not in touch with that, and we cannot um, feel our emotion, live our emotion, we might pick one person on a team and starting criticizing this person, and to the worst, the end that this person gets mobbed. And this is why we companies should avoid um, having people who are narcissists in their company, and they should provide services, coaching, so that people develop their social and emotional intelligence, because you can avoid these fights, which are not necessary. Sometimes you think, I think as a lawyer, well, this is like a kindergarten, but not just not only in unemployment law cases. You have it everywhere when people fight and they are not in contact with their emotions, or they are. It depends how hard, because I have a problem that I get very angry, but I'm not this kind of angry that I'm going to hit someone. I might leave. I might leave, go suddenly away, and people do not know what's going to happen. So everyone has their own issue, and just to admit that you have a problem. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm not here say, oh, I'm the first Swiss holistic lawyer, actually the first European lawyers. I'm the perfect woman. I can everything. Well, I still have something to work on. Must be honest, no, still my anger problem. But I don't see it like a problem. It's just like, it's for me the challenge to grow. But because anger, it's also something that it says, I call it my ego anger. Like, I can set my boundaries, and this is my problem. But most of the people have issues with fear, so they are afraid, and they're afraid, they are not getting enough sleep. And again, if you are not on a level where you are quiet, you do not have access to your creative energy. Because how does our brain work? Well, in our brain we have the amygdala, is a part of our brain which is responsible for the processing of the emotions. And when there is a stress situation, like you have to work too much because you have a deadline, or something that, I was stressed to work, figure out what was your last stress situation. Well, what that happens, the amygdala sends a signal to the hypothalamus, which has the control over our body, and it puts us in the fight or flight modus. What is that? Well, imagine you are walking, and suddenly there is a tiger. What you do? At the best, you fly. You run, and you hope that it's going to be well. But what you can do at work, you cannot really doing something like this, because at the end of the day you want to achieve this next career level, you want to be happy, you want to earn your money. So you put in this situation, okay, I have to work, I have to work, I have to work. And this is, think about it, if you work like 10-20 hours, how many hours you can perform well? It's on the long run, nobody can do it. They can think they can do it, but the price is very, very high, because at the end you risk that you abuse alcohol, drugs, and you have a lot of other related problems. And having the courage to admit and to stop that, it's just like the first step. And not everybody can do it. And this is why I invite you, if you want to be a better person, to be the better, but it's not about being the best, happiest version of yourself in your private life and in your work life, because I call it holistic law. So I've been doing all my life experiences all of kind of law, and as I mentioned, really explore life pretty much in the rest 25 years. And now I am putting like the pieces together, because I thought, well, I'm grateful to God that I have so many gifts, and I'm happy that I could explore all of that. How can I help people to get happier? And because at the end of the day, when you die, you're not bringing your money with you, but you are going to bring your experiences with you. And when I think to all the years that I have worked very hard and I did a lot of money, well, I am proud of myself for being a successful barrister and have some good connection with my clients. I'm happy that I earned so much money so that I could afford all my spiritual journey, because it takes a lot of time and money. This is not cheap. The result is that now I know who I am, how my mind works, what I need to be happy around me. And I know that if you are working in a company, you might not have the time to do all the journey I have done, but I can come to your office, or we can have one-to-one coaching, so that and you can start this journey, because there is a lot on the market, but someone who has a deep knowledge like I have is difficult to find. I'm just maybe it sounds like again narcissist. So I'd rather put my glasses on her again. Maybe I don't look so nice now, but I look more intelligent. No, I still look nice. Thumbs up. I'm just joking. What I was saying. Yes. This is why looking at the bad sides, what in the psychology is called the shadow side. So the sides of yourself that you hide because they wouldn't be popular on the social media. This is what I do. So also, if you are on a boat and with your team, and you do this activity just as a science says, so to create this bond, so that the communication is better working. And but if you have troubles in the communication, they will come up in the boat, and they are actually almost the kind of same issues you would have in the office. So my job is to watch the people how they are interacting with each other, with each others, and then give time to reflect what's actually going on with them. And it is very much that people are afraid, ashamed, or there are personal experiences from the past that they are coming up to the surface, and they do through my coaching they realize, well, I was brutal to this person, I was using this person, I was not honest to this person, because I actually had a trouble with this, with myself, and this person made me unconsciously realize or remind myself that of this past experience. And actually the very gift is that this person, you should be grateful to this person. Maybe a narcissist, someone who's insulting you, treating you bad, because I'm speaking he, but can be also a she is giving you a chance to grow personally. So healing your soul, it's very much about your growing. But this is not something that unfortunately is not taught at school. So I am like a Sicilian blood, coming from a Sicilian parents, and was a really long journey to look at all of that in another way. Because there is actually a comedian which says that if in northern Italy somebody had a fight, just said, "Oh, I had a fight with this person," whereas in Sicily you said, "Oh, they have to spread blood." So we are more angry, more it comes more, but it's like to learn how to deal with this kind of emotions. And yes, I just want to make aware that if you like in your team, if you feel that things are not going the way you wish, it's maybe because the person itself, it doesn't realize that he has a shadow who has to work on. And to finish this story about being happy, about it's very much also about self-care. So it is also about being able to take care of ourselves. So using a meditation app, just because you can rewrite your brain. And I personally use Calm. I do a lot of meditation all the day. I do also micro meditation. So I can, so for example, just to give some hints, if you are at the office and you feel stressed, oh, what I do? Well, I have now my iPod case, so I can hold it. And try to feel it, because our brain thinks it feels it, but the body needs more time to feel it. Just stay with it for some time. And if you have a lot of emotions to process, to just drink a sip of water or 2 glasses, watch out of the window, take a walk, go outside, do a break. Because I had employers. I'm sorry, I'm just be honest. I was one of the I was the one who didn't take any breaks. So I like to walk through just to say, oh, I did it, I am the best one. Yes, I was like this now. now with all the personal development and the education that I have, I know well, for me working so long hours is not for me. My brain gives a very high performance. Just I feel my biological watch, and I know at this time I can work, and that time I cannot work. For example, last night I want to rehearse the speech. Nothing. I kept stuttering. Nothing came out. So for me, the best time for to speak now, to rehearse, was in the morning. I got up early at like 5:30. Then I could rehearse. Um, and so if you do this self-awareness, this spiritual journey, how I like it to call it, even if people are scared, but I like to call it spiritual journey. Um, I, I you may realize what you need, you personally, to be happy at your work. But it starts that you take care of your own body, that you treat your body like your temple. I know that if we look at the Christian view, it's ora et labora, so work until you die and then you will be happy. I am more like the Buddhist side. I have to be happy now. um, well, it's about you. I have uh, I have been seeing a lot of bad things through my career as a barista, and I think our world needs a lot of healing, especially if you are in a company who has trouble dealing with the diversity in equity inclusion. So if you have the matter of black people, disabled people, people do not know how to interact with them, and you just do not at the end of the day have a problem with the labor law if you ask the wrong questions, if you treat a person differently. um but it's again awareness, awareness of being able to interact as a human, and not say, okay, this person has not have studied. I've like, maybe she's black, maybe she has the own qualification, but I am smarter because I've done that and that. uh, Sometimes it's not really the qualification which matters, but the interaction and the more social and social and emotional intelligence. And this is things you can develop, so you can learn to regulate emotion, to feel the mood in the office, and use that to your advantages. Because if you say that your co-worker, like, I'm honest with you, we have today a deadline, I do not feel well, you lower expectation, you are like human, you are committing mistakes. And I know that it's usually in the business world to give the blame to the other department, to the other person, but at the end of the day, you learn from your own mistakes. And I know that if you are a team leader, you may be upset because you do not have the right people they think like a owner on your team. But these are things you can work on. Like, I know that I am very open to change. This is why all my life I have been doing a lot of changes. So I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. Well, it's not true. If I'm scared, if I'm afraid, I do it on purpose to discover what is behind my fear. This does make my mom very happy when I'm without doing outdoors activities. But this is the person who I am. Um, and yes, if you are into change, you like change something in your team, if your team is suffering because it's working remotely, and just think, if you, when you have the next Zoom meeting, should I switch on the camera? Should I be friendly to the guy even if I do not have any personal contact? Because creating bonds, it's experiencing life, and it is a life is about balancing ourselves, our body, soul, and mind, our energies, and the time. Be conscious how you spend your time, because time goes so quickly by. And at the end of the day, you say, what I've done with all my life. And to finish, I haven't seen any comments. I don't know if you are watching. If you would like to write a comment, you are welcome to. And to finish, I just want you to close your eyes. I just want to do a little meditation with you. I take my bowl. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. Feel how you're sitting on the chair, your feet touching the ground. And notice how you breathe. And take your awareness back to your breath. If thoughts come, you let them go by like clouds in the sky. You take a deep breath in and out. So you can open your eyes. I wish you a wonderful day. And if you would like to contact me for your personal development, team building program, you are welcome to contact me. And I also offer speeches for companies. So you can book me as your keynote speaker for your event. I am looking forward to seeing you, and I wish you happiness. Ciao!